to break what's set in time. It's like I never should like to bend the lines and think already pressing me down into the weight of pity and I'm crush the hurt. There is something beyond the grave of age. You're in the pride of owning it all. I'm in control of me. I can be a constellation of repression, breaking my potential, but I lay away in the open bitch. Please, leave me be. This world and everything it means to me. Please kill this little bitch. Stupid child, so stuck inside your life. You won't admit I keep trying to pretend, but that I'm fading broke. I will nice. Can you convince yourself that life are friends who give a record?
It's time that I returned you to your other world.
Late at night in the Articles, escape everything I know. Someday I'll be someone else, and I'll know myself. Somewhere out there, there's someone just like me. The sound of birds so familiar and bleak. The sunrise and
I live in sickness, I live in spinning. The whole wide world is a carousel. I stood in line, and now the ride's beginning. I could still do so much more if I don't kill myself. I live in nausea, internal nausea, in a spotlight shaped like a spiral. I'm the Bible, God's secret idol. If the whole sick world was a smile, I feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. I feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. I feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. Smile like a rainbow. Smile like a crescent moon. Just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Just keep doing what you're doing. Smile like a crack in the earth, like a curse, like a corpse, like a wound. Smile like a rainbow. Just keep doing what you're doing. What am I supposed to do?
Gum stained black hoodie, gray soul, ecstatic in my eyes. Try to see the future, but I'm not sure if it applies. Underwater in a piston makes hurt. Trying to see the world through the anhedonia. Feels kinda like my soul is burned. Too late to find out. They're not like the other girls. It's just too evil to be stylish. Don't tell me this is too dramatic, cause I like it.
Still feel sick. Still feel sick. I feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. I feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. I feel sick. Still feel sick. Still feel sick. I feel sick.
Hello guys, can you hear me out there okay in the wonderful wide void, the great void that is so much of human existence? Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? Can you hear me? Am I coming through? Am I coming through? That's all I want to know. Am I coming through? Yes, yes I am. Jungle Potato says I am coming through. Wonderful. I am glad that I am coming through, Jungle Potatoes. Let's see. Okay. 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 Good. 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 All right. So welcome to whatever the fuck this is supposed to be, which is my stream that I do usually on Tuesdays, Thursdays, as well as Saturdays or Sundays. It flips depending on my schedule and what the hell's going on, but usually I like to do it on Saturdays, sometimes on Sundays. I don't know. I have a lot of shit going on at home, so I always have to kind of switch things up a little bit as far as the weekend goes, but for sure, Tuesdays and Thursdays, every single time, I will be here, and I will be talking about various things, sometimes schizoid related, sometimes not. Sometimes it's just me fucking around. Sometimes it's me talking to people. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a specific subject that I'm focused on. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I'm just going to some really not so good severe depression and bordering on a catatonic state. Sometimes, but usually I'm okay, and I can talk. Sometimes I'm a talker. Sometimes I'm not much of a talker. Sometimes I show up because I'm dedicated to whatever it is I'm doing, but some part of my brain is telling me don't show up, don't go. I do because I'm insane, and that's fine by me. So yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. So that's my intro for now to the stream. In any case, welcome. As you saw the title, we're going to be reading. Well, I'm going to be reading an article or two. I like to occasionally go through like search engine and just see what is being said about Schizoid PD more recently. Whether it's like in a previous stream, I was reading some like research and stuff. Sometimes I just like to read some articles, just to see what's being said, just to see how it's being described, how it's being talked about, just for my own curiosity and such, and maybe the curiosity of the people watching. So that is what I will be doing. Right now, I am standing here. Standing. Yes, I'm standing. Fucking idiot is what I am. I am sitting, and I'm going to ask you a simple question. I'm going to ask you, how is your last few days been for you? Now, I know if you're schizoid or dealing with other stuff, you're probably going to say, oh, it's been shit, but or something along those lines. Maybe it's been okay. Maybe it's been good, but just like a little detail about how your last few days have been going in the chat. If you could, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but if you would like to, Edo burrito. That works too. And I will give you guys a moment of silence for 30 seconds because I am not afraid of radio silence because I don't give a shit. And I will wait for 30 seconds to see if anyone responds. Alright, 30 seconds are up. No one responded. Just like I like. Wonderful. Good job, Rick. Well, I mean, there is a delay. But maybe I should make it like a minute because there's a delay. A minute would probably be more appropriate, huh? Okay, I'll rethink that one for next time. See what's more appropriate to time constraints and such. In any case, today I am going to be reading some articles, and you guys are going to watch me read them and react to them. My opinions are my opinions alone. I am not a professional. I am not a doctor. I am just some fucking idiot that's a diagnosed schizoid that's on the internet that wants to help people and talk to them and has been trying to do something to change the way some of this shit is run and advocated for the last year plus. So I'm doing my thing, and I'm going to keep doing my thing. Okay. And yeah, simple as that. Okay. First article. Let's bring it up here. Hold on. Gotta switch over to it though. Wait. Because the only way I can see the chat is by literally like changing my window, which is just stupid. I'm still trying to figure out this new software. I can tell it's better, but than Streamlabs because that was giving me a top 10 of problems. But okay. Look at that. I'm over here in the corner. See me? I'm in the corner. I'm in the little corner, but I don't matter, so it's okay. What matters is this article. Now, what do we have? So this article was written it's been medically reviewed by Jacqueline Johnson. Let's see here. Psychologist Jacqueline Johnson, and it's been written by Hilary Lavelle. So, Psych Central presents What is Depersonalized Schizoid Personality Disorder? Alright, so let's talk about that a little bit. Because I know there's people that are schizoid personality disorder, but apparently they want to specify a more depersonalized version, or what are some of the depersonalization effects regarding schizoid PD that some people with schizoid PD deal with at varying degrees. So let's see what they have to say. Although not a formal diagnosis, depersonalized schizoid personality disorder may refer to the experience of depersonalization when you live with schizoid personality. Right? So man, like for me, like that. Okay, what pops into my head, maybe I'm wrong, just a dummy, but what pops into my head is like, wow, if you're dealing with issues of depersonalization, there is probably something more than just an alteration of your personality that is occurring. But whatever. Anyway, depersonalization can feel like being detached from yourself. You may have a different sense of time, not recognize some aspects of all of yourself, or be numb to your physical and emotional sensations. In some, you may feel like an outsider looking in on your experiences and body. Does that sound familiar, guys? If you live with schizoid personality disorder, alone time may be your default setting. You may prefer solitary activities over engaging in social and romantic relationships. Perhaps others have even called you a lone wolf. Yeah, you hear it, guys? You're just a bunch of sigmas just grinding. All you ladies too, you're just a bunch of sigma males and females just grinding the sigma grind. Indeed, you feel detached from others. Depersonalization isn't a formal symptom of schizoid personality disorder, although some people may experience it. Now, I've met schizoids that deal with depersonalization. I've met schizoids that deal with derealization. I've met schizoids that deal with disassociation of a variety of kinds. So, In that case, in his book Personality Disorders in Modern Life, psychologist Theodore Millon identified 4 subtypes of schizoid personality disorder based on the then current research on the topic. Right? Okay. So this is there's pieces of research that are older that, in my opinion, might have captured some nuance or some aspects of this whole deal that have been kind of forgotten or under researched regarding, like, subtypes, in regards to, like, schizoid and schizophrenia spectrum and everything else. But I'll get to it as we keep going. Affectless schizoid, someone who shows a limited range of emotion. Languid. I'm just gonna go with languid, even if it's wrong. Someone who experiences fatigue and appears apathetic. Remote schizoid, someone who prefers to isolate or withdraw from society. Depersonalized schizoid, someone who feels like an observer of their own life. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that all sounds pretty familiar. Minus the affect for me. Like, uh, I have more control over my affect. Sometimes I can't tell the difference between whether I'm masking or if it's like how I feel. But since I've been doing this for a while, I think I wouldn't consider myself an affectless schizoid. Like, definitely not one, because I can bleed through some of my sincere and legitimate, like, emotional responses to things, even if they're a little stunted, um, and usually only associated to, like, either sadness or anger. Um, it's hard for me to feel like happy, and show it, even if I am feeling okay. So I know there's some stuff, and depending on my mood, my affect can fluctuate. Right, the worse my mood, the more my affect drops, unless there's a lot of anger. But that's, every person's unique. Every individual has their own fucking personality. A personality disorder does not mean a personality. It means certain things that are considered to be a disorder regarding your individual unique version of your personality. In any case, fatigue, yes, appears apathetic. I've heard that my entire life, but fatigue for sure, energy for sure. Remote, yes, I withdraw from society in many aspects of it, generally, except for on the internet. As far as conceptually, I'm very much involved in society, in the sense that I like to know what's happening in society, and like to read about what's happening in society, and I like to see the trends and everything. But that's my own weird, uh, you know, masochistic slash intellectual fascination with the subject. Depersonalized, someone who feels like I've had many bouts and many issues with this various times in my life where I feel like an imposter in my own skin. Absolutely. So all that's in all that is very familiar. Okay. Recent research on this personality disorder is limited, and experts don't know much more about the possible subtypes. All right. So, how many of you in chat, like, deal with? Okay, just type a number. How many of the subtypes that it's listing do you deal with? Like, all of them, some of them, like, which ones? Like, what do we look like, guys? I'm curious. Like, what do you guys do? Which ones are you guys dealing with as far as subtypes go? Tay says, "Sorry, I'm a piece of $20. Sorry, I'm a piece of rotten rat meat. Can't do anything worthwhile lately. Please take this as a bribe to excuse all my bullshit. I'm literally depressed over 5,000 of them." Tay, don't even fucking worry about it, okay, Tay? Just don't even fucking worry about it. I know. Everyone, like, we all know, okay? You take your time with whatever it is you need to do, okay? Just don't fucking worry about it. Hit me up if, Tay, being one of my moderators for the server, hit me up if you need it, okay? You know I'm there. Let's see here. Get that out. I asked if these things listed, these subtypes. I said put a number. How many of these subtypes do you deal with? Right, one, two, three, or four of them. Like, do they all seem familiar? Do you deal with three of them? If you're schizoid, how many of these is like, oh, those are all familiar, or three, four, or two of four, or specifically this or specifically that? It's just for my own curiosity. I'm curious to what you guys experience or whatever. because I got like 11 of you right now. So I don't know how many of you are schizoid or whatever. I know I have a few audience members that are like schizotypal and other stuff, and CPTSD and all kinds of good shit. But I'm curious to how many the schizoids actually listening. How many of those things do you relate to? Just drop a number in chat. Cool. I would say I primarily relate to 3 of the 4 um, more deeply. I would say the only one that I'm probably not as affected by is the affectless aspect. I can pretty be I can be pretty my affect can be pretty, I guess, dynamic. But the other 3 are fairly common in my life. Very common. Thanks. Oh, I can see your comments, dude. I keep trying to leave comments, but my comments are being automatically. No, no. I can. Victor, your comments are being removed by who? By what? What? No, I can see. Let me see here. I see your comments, Holy Wrath. At least in the chat, I've seen your comments in the channel. So I know you put a comment on one of my videos saying that like your comments are being deleted, but no, I'm seeing them like when you edit them. I saw the 2 that you posted regarding that. So yeah, Holy Wrath, I could see your comments. If yeah, me too, Victor, as in like you agree with my own assertions of what I connect to, or yeah, me too, as in like your comments are getting deleted. It's funny when it comes to like schizoid PD peeps because like I've talked to some that like have that kind of real flat affect that like barely fluctuates, and I've talked to a lot of them that definitely don't. The only issue is trying to differentiate between like are they masking or not, and according to them, even when they're saying they're not masking, they're not necessarily affectless. So I think the affect thing is just it just depends on the individual. But like I would say that my affect definitely goes down to nothing. If I am severely depressed and I'm not in some kind of like weird, like if I get into that weird kind of catatonic state, my affect will drop significantly without the mask. And then on top of that, my if I'm really angry, not like just like annoyed or frustrated, but like angry, like furious angry, like cold rage angry, my affect will definitely drop in a situation like that. Apparently, men have a higher chance of being affectless compared to women with SCPD. I mean, that might have something to do with hormones or otherwise, but yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, just schizoid in general is generally found more in men, at least as far as diagnoses goes. One second, guys. Good night. Get to bed, girl. Close the door, please. And the little 2-year-old wants to say what's up. Close the door, please. Thank you. Okay. All right, let me continue this article. But thanks for anybody that typed something in or whatever. So this is what interested me about the article. I saw this too. It says schizotypy versus schizoid. The term schizotypy refers to a specific group of personality traits that can be found along a spectrum, more to less intense. These traits lead to unusual behaviors and disorderly thought processes, which in turn may cause significant interpersonal challenges and difficulty navigating many aspects of life. These schizotypy traits may increase someone's chances to develop schizophrenia, although not everyone with these traits has or will have the condition. Among the 10 personality disorders, both schizotypal and schizoid personality disorders may be considered part of the schizotypy spectrum. Schizotypy spectrum. Okay? So I want to. I've been seeing a little bit more mention of things like schizotypy spectrum, schizophrenia spectrum. That's nice to hear. There's a lot of individuals. Hold on, Dominic Media. You're too valuable to leave this dimension right now. Maybe after a few hundred years you can, though. Wait, who? Who's gonna leave this dimension? I'm not leaving this dimension. Okay, well, not yet. Not quite yet. I got to be here to do this. In any case, what I was saying was that uh, I've heard people say that, like, oh, you know, there's no core, like, schizoid and schizotype are totally different. Schizoid and schizotypals, they're nothing alike. There's no connection there. I've heard people say that. I've heard people mention it. It's come up in the past. Blah blah blah. It's totally different. Blah blah blah. Well, not everyone agrees with that. Okay, not everyone agrees. All right, I've seen everything from schizophrenia spectrum to schizotypal spectrum in reference to some of the connective tissues that are occurring between these individuals. Right? And instances in which somebody that was diagnosed schizoid earlier in life developed or became schizotypal or beyond. I think personally that a lot of this has to do with the individual cognition of the individuals involved in being diagnosed like that. I think it is something that is happening on a more not just trauma-based level, but a cognitive difference that might have even started from early childhood or birth, some genetic predisposition. That's my opinion on that, and I think that depending on the amount of stress, trauma, and everything else that's involved in that person's life, and isolation included, there could be instances in which somebody can move across that spectrum as far as the what's considered to be the positive symptoms and the increasing negative symptoms. Because I've talked to schizoids that have had never really dealt with too many positive symptoms, and when their negative symptoms increased too much, and their isolation increased, and the depression was spiking, and their stress levels were through the roof, all of a sudden they're dealing with positive symptoms, right, of some kind. So, and then when things get better, sometimes those positive symptoms can regress. Uh, or they don't, or it varies, so on and so forth. So there is a spectrum of sorts, based on not just my opinion, but the opinion of others. So, in any case, let me continue this. What is depersonalization? Depersonalization might involve out of body experiences, loss of memory, anxiety, and a sense of being a spectator of your own life. In general, it's the sense of being detached from or being outside of yourself, as if you're watching your own character in a movie from the vantage point of the audience. Research on depersonalization, depersonalized schizoid personality is scarce. To date, experts can't agree on their cause. I have a few guesses. And they ain't just because you got beat or hit or diddled or neglected as a kid. When it comes to the schizotype spectrum, as it's being described, I think the negative symptoms primarily are coming from those places. They're coming from the abuse and the neglect and the stress and the trauma and everything else. As far as some of the positive symptoms go, maybe less so. Maybe the negative versions of those, or just the type of thinking, the idiosyncratic thinking, the odd behavior, the odd beliefs, that sort of shit. I don't think it's coming from just trauma. Okay. According to DSM-5 TR, depersonalization isn't common in schizoid personality disorder, but may often co-occur with avoidant, borderline, and obsessive-compulsive personality disorders. Transient depersonalization is often associated with trauma and intensely stressful situations. Yes, I can imagine. Formal symptoms of schizoid personality disorder. Okay, in order to receive a diagnosis, blah, 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 blah. Okay, limited desire to close connections, preference. You guys know all this. Lack of interest in sex, little interest in activities or hobbies, lack of close interpersonal connection, indifference to other people's opinions about you, loud affect or limited expressions of emotions. Depersonalization isn't a formal symptom, although some people with schizoid personality disorder may experience it. Yeah, and what's funny about some of this shit right here is that it varies as well. Like, I've talked to schizoids that are still interested in sex. I've talked to schizoids that are heavily invested in their hobbies because they use them as escapism, or they're the things that give them any kind of little bit flutters of happiness and such. I've talked to schizoids that have diagnosed schizoids that don't have a lot of friends, obviously, or other things because they're not interested, but they have very close interpersonal connections to certain family members or very specific people for very specific reasons. Indifference to other people's opinions about you, that's not necessarily true, right? And it depends on where you're coming from. I've talked to schizoids that they don't care about an individual's opinion about them, but they might care if that individual has a certain level of competency or they have a respect for them because they're so good at whatever hobby or interest or whatever they're interested in. If that person has a bad opinion of you regarding that particular competency, that might hurt you, right? So it varies. Again, the flat affect varies. Limited expression of emotions depends on the emotions for different people. Different zoids have different emotional capacities in different areas. I, for example, can get very annoyed and very angry. I don't get angry at people. I get angry at concepts more than anything else. So it's rare that I get frustrated a lot, very easily, and annoyed when it comes to like very specific types of things. Right? But do I have a very big range of happiness feelings? No, it's more limited, significantly limited. What about sadness? I can be very sad, but my tears aren't cathartic. So shit like that. Or sometimes I can just feel totally numb and not feel sad at all, and just angry. It really depends. It's fun. It's a fun time. Okay, let's keep on trucking here. So now, what do we got? Examples of depersonalization and schizoid personality. Depersonalization may feel similar for people with schizoid personality disorder or with other conditions. Some signs and examples of how depersonalization can be experienced include a sensation of watching as opposed to experiencing events in your life, feeling detached from external forces, feeling detached from you, like your body, thoughts, and feelings, appearing preoccupied to outsiders, yet feeling empty on the inside, losing your sense of time, forgetting about events you've experienced. This is the issue I have with like something like depersonalization. Somebody can experience depersonalization without it being like, oh, what the fuck's happening, or they're like in a catatonic state, or they're like whatever, right? You can be dealing with depersonalization for a variety of reasons, some of which are just your own thoughts, right? Like you're thinking, what is it to be a person? What does it mean in regards to what? Do I only have a societal context? Do I only have a societal context? What am I comparing it to because I can't connect to most aspects of society? Am I only using their framework? What framework am I using? What does that mean to me as a person? What is it like? These kind of like intrusive thoughts can get involved. You start feeling like you're not real, or you don't matter, or you're invisible, or you want to be invisible because you might as well be, and shit like that. Feeling empty, sense of time. Yeah, if you're just fucking sitting there zoning out, daydreaming, contemplating shit, whether positive or negative, yeah, you're gonna fucking lose track of time sometimes. You're gonna lose like 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, just sitting around having thoughts, right? Like you might have had something planned that you're like, okay, I gotta get this done, and then you'll just get caught up in some series of thoughts, and you'll be gone for like a good 30 minutes, and then you're like, oh shit, it's already this time. Okay, I got to get back to what it is I need to do. Shit. Right? It's not like ADD where like you can't focus. No, you start focusing on entirely different things inside your head, inside your mind, and then you lose track of what you're supposed to be focusing on. That's very, very common. So it's really difficult to like just call all these things depersonalization. Like that's a lot of different shit that could occur for a lot of different reasons. But whatever. Forgetting about events you experience, yeah, that's pretty common for a lot of schizoids because guess what? They're not emotionally connected to a lot of those events, and then other people will oftentimes be dictating that those are important events, and if you don't remember them, then there must be something wrong. But maybe we just weren't emotionally connected to those events because I've talked to schizoids, and I'm one of those included, that they might have like a very distinct, powerful memory about a very specific thing in their past that doesn't have anything to do with something they experienced IRL. Like they might have a really strong memory of a book they read, a video game they played, article they read, a movie they watched, a song they listened to, whatever, some piece of media of some kind, right? A thought they had, a dream they were trying to interpret, and then and they'll have this distinct, detailed memory about that thing. But if you ask them, okay, during that time in which you were thinking about this, what was happening in your life? They'd be like, I don't even remember when that was happening. I don't know what year that was. I can't remember what part of my life that is. And if I can, it's kind of a guesstimate. I couldn't tell you where I was when I was thinking about this, but I can tell you all the details about those thoughts pertaining to that thing. But I can't really give you much details as far as what was going on in my life during that time, in that particular period, probably. I'm going to have more trouble with that than the thing that I'm emotionally connected to, the object, the thought, the concept, the idea. And it's funny because it's like, okay, regular people can't do that, right? A lot of regular people can't do that part. Like if you ask a lot of regular people, hey, um, remember that book you read, right? Well, I don't know how you've been blacklisted, dude, because like I'm seeing your comments right now, and I've seen the comments that you posted about your comments disappearing. So I don't know, man. Unless you've been like going around YouTube like getting blocked by people and saying crazy shit and blowing up on people. I don't know, man. So I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'm on live chat. I could see all of it. Yeah, I haven't switched to live chat. Oh, you mean Holy Wrap? Oh, yeah, maybe you're not switched to live chat. You might be switched to top chat. I don't even know how top chat or none of that shit works anyway, so it's all silly shit. It's all silly shit. Anyway, let me continue on this one. Okay. How depersonalized schizoid personality disorder is treated. While there is no cure for schizoid personality disorder or depersonalization, there's support available. Treatment may help you manage your condition. I always have a big problem with statements like that, right? Because I believe there's a cure for certain negative symptoms, or significant improvements and alleviations of certain negative symptoms with a combination of, you know, what's the word? Interpersonal human connection to people that are dealing with similar problems, support, environmental, changes that are more conducive to lowering stress levels, all kinds of shit, all kinds of shit. I think can definitely alleviate, if not almost completely deal with certain aspects or certain parts of certain negative symptoms. Um, can you get rid of all of it? Maybe not. Can you get rid of your odd beliefs and idiosyncratic thinking and all that sort of shit? I say no, and you shouldn't have to. Because as long as it's not getting in the way of your fucking life, and you have other people you can actually connect to, and you can have some environment in which you can functionally sustain yourself, and you're dealing with the negative symptoms by using other forms of treatment and processing. Um, I don't consider those things as part of the schizoid problem. Now, there are many that might disagree, and that's okay, because I'm just some stupid guy on the internet. Okay, so schizoid personality symptoms. So treatment is individual psychotherapy, group therapy, medication for related symptoms. Hey guys, speaking of group therapy, if you want to try some coaching and group support stuff, please go ahead and join this shit right here. And that's link scrolling. It's on the bottom. Whatever. I'm dumb. I can't figure out how. It's in my description as a link you can click on. It costs money to do it. Yes, I'm sorry. I wish it didn't, but this isn't exactly like a big money making endeavor here, trying to help other people with a condition or issue that almost nobody knows about or gives a shit about, even within the medical community. So, but we're gonna change that. We want to try to change that a little bit. Okay. But anyway, that's an option. Okay, guys. Let me go back here. Um, but as far as group therapy goes, there's not a lot out there. You're not going to find a lot of schizoid group therapy available, even online. It's just I'm doing with Joanna of Mind Mastery. I don't know too many other places in which that's okay. And that's the thing that's happening. And we try to make it as conducive as possible to people with schizoid PD like me. And we don't run it like a regular group therapy group. Is what I'm saying. We run it very, very differently. And you know, anyway, see here, and medications for related symptoms. Yep, yep. I can't totally disagree with that. Some people have issues with certain types of medications, and you have some people have ideas and beliefs regarding them, whatever. All I can do is speak for myself, and I've been taking fluoxetine for a few years now, up to 60 milligrams, and it definitely helps me with my anxiety and panic attacks. All that shit has been significantly decreased with a combination of my own efforts, philosophical and psychological efforts, as well as the fluoxetine / Prozac I've been taking. So it's been helping significantly for me, and it's an SSRI, and I know a lot of people don't like that shit, but whatever. I'm telling you what I've experienced. I can't speak for other people. I can't speak for the institution itself or any of that shit, okay? Like everything else, it has its problems. That's for fucking sure. Depersonalization symptoms. So your grounding exercises may help you manage depersonalization. Specifically, a 2021 case report found that mindfulness-based cognitive therapy was an effective method of treatment. Over the course of 8 weeks, researchers explored guided and non-guided breathing techniques, along with thought acceptance. If depersonalization is related to living with post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD), some types of medication may help. A 2019 study found that paroxetine, Paxil, and naloxone, I'm fucking bad at that, Narcan. God, what terrible names. Narcan, Paxil. God. May be effective treatments options for some people. If you're experiencing, who names these fucking things? If you're experiencing depersonalization, consider talking with your doctor about the pros and cons of taking medication. Okay, cool. Let's recap. No thanks. What the fuck? Is this an ad at the end? They always have like ads at the end of these things. Let's see here. We got hers, BetterHelp, Circles, OnlineTherapy.com. What is it? Again, $60 to $90 a week for video chats. There you go. $80, 40 to 88. I'm guessing if you want like actual functional service, I doubt the lower end of shit. And if you're dealing with a PD, I doubt you're paying the $40 a week. I'm gonna go ahead and guess you're paying the $88 a week for rando that you hope will fucking help you on the internet. But I can't talk shit, right? Because I'm a rando on the fucking internet that's trying to help you. So whatever. Okay. Help you, help me. Gotta put spaces. Thanks, human. Night. Oh yeah, hyperlinks are all auto-deleted. Oh yeah, links are auto-deleted. If you're putting links, they're getting auto-deleted. Holy wrath. Only admins or like moderators for the channel can put links. So if you're trying to put links, they ain't gonna work. You would have to like DM me somewhere. Whether it's on Twitter or on Discord or on Patreon or some shit like that. By the way, if you're a patron, you can get a discount on these weekly things that I do with Joanna. So there's a link in one of the posts. You can actually get a discount on the support group stuff. If you want to join the Zoid Void, please do. That's totally free. You just go to Discord. You can go on Discord, find us under the tag Schizoid, or the actual server is called the Zoid Void. Link, I believe, is also in the description. You can join it. You can go through an application process if you feel you are or you have been diagnosed schizoid. Even if you're not schizoid, there's channels and stuff for people that aren't, that want to talk about it or talk about other stuff. I got a few different types of cluster A folks hanging out in there. And Some of the nicest people I've ever come across. I'll tell you that. Okay. All right. So this is the second thing I wanted to talk about very quickly. So another mention. It's a medically reviewed by Nicole Washington, written by Jamie Ask in June of 2022. This is what's interesting. So there's something called the stages of schizophrenia. Sometimes they're called the subtypes of schizophrenia. And so there were different stages slash subtypes. Some people are stuck in certain stages supposedly, or they're in that stage for the rest of their life. There's some people that transition from one to the next or another, whatever, right? Now, what's interesting, uh, when somebody starts, according to the stage-based system, prodromal stage, they start developing symptoms, right? Which is interesting. Okay, and this is, bear with me. This is why I talk about schizotypal, schizophrenia spectrum, stuff like that. They start developing symptoms such as social isolation, lack of motivation, anxiety, irritability, difficulty concentrating, changes to one's normal routine, sleep problems, neglecting personal hygiene, erratic behavior, mild or poorly formed hallucinations. Okay? I don't really deal with these two. Or this one. When I was younger, maybe. My 20s. I'm old now. I took care of all that. Sleep problems? Yes. Changes in my normal routine? Difficulty even have a normal routine. Concentrating? Depends. Irritability? Yes. Anxiety? Tons of it in my 20s. Lack of motivation? Still, yes. Social isolation? Yes. Okay. So, okay, I'm not saying we're schizophrenic, okay? But I'm saying there's a correlation of some kind here, because then there's the active stage. The active stage is considering stuff like positive symptoms being involved, disorder, jumble speech, laughing to oneself, apathy or numbing of emotions. Like, what's going on there, right? Okay, so excessive or useless movement. So you start having more like manic sort of symptoms, and positive stuff like hallucinations, hearing, smelling things that aren't there, so on and so forth. Okay, this is where it gets interesting for me, and this is why I wanted to bring it up. Okay, so hold on, because I was reading about these subtypes, and I thought, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so now let's get to residual schizophrenia. Right, it's considered a stage. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual 5th edition DSM-5 no longer recognizes this stage for diagnosing purposes. However, it is still useful for describing the symptoms of schizophrenia. In residual schizophrenia, a person may experience fewer or less severe symptoms than those in the active stage. Typically, people in the stage do not experience positive symptoms, such as hallucinations or delusions. The residual stage is similar to the prodromal stage. People may experience negative symptoms such as a lack of motivation, low energy, or depressed mood. Okay? Symptoms of residual schizophrenia include social withdrawal, difficulty concentrating, difficulty planning and participating in activities, reduced or absent facial expressions, flat, monotone voice, general disinterest. Now, I don't know about you guys. They're calling residual schizophrenia, or they were calling in the previous edition. They were calling residual schizophrenia this. It's all the negative symptoms with like less mania or little to no mania, and no more like cognitive control and no positive symptoms. Now, for the Zoids listening out there, how these residual schizophrenia symptoms it's describing here, do any of these sound familiar to when they're talking about schizoid or stuff you experience if you're schizoid? I'm just curious. I would love for chat to tell me. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? I want some answers in chat. Come on, I don't give a fuck what you put. Just not gonna unless you super chat my ass. By the way, if you want to super chat me, thank you. I appreciate super chats. Also, if you want to super chat me, but you don't want me to shout you out or anything, do a super sticker. I fucking hate super stickers. But I'll appreciate the money, but I will not be shouting you out. So that's a way to get around me shouting you out because I don't shout out super stickers because they're dumb and I hate them. Also, if you like any of my videos, you can super thanks them. So if you see a video that you watched of mine that you were like, oh shit, that was a really good video, or that was helpful, I really liked it, you can do a super tanks thing, where you can do like $5 or whatever you want on there. And if you don't like any of that shit, you don't want to give YouTube any money, just join me on Patreon. That's helpful too. I have some features on there too. If you don't like Patreon either, I have a Ko-Fi or Coffee or whatever the fuck. And if you don't like any of that shit, you can PayPal me. And if you don't like PayPal, you can just fucking send me some Litecoin to my Coinbase or Ether. I'll take that if you want only decentralized currencies. I have it all in the description, so you can support my efforts in whatever the fuck way you want. Okay? So I'm not seeing anyone say anything in chat. Am I losing my mind? How do I have like this many people, which is more than usual? Like, I know a second ago I had like 15, which is surprising. Nobody's saying any of it. Am I crazy? Am I nuts to think that these things being described as residual schizophrenia are fairly familiar for a lot of people dealing with a diagnosis of schizoid? I'd really like to know, guys. I'd really like to know your thoughts on it. I'd really appreciate it. I'm hoping my chat's actually working because I have to look at it through. Am I connected? Is the stream working? Stream's working. Wait. Let's see. Let's make sure. Let's see here. Analytics. Let's put that. See if I'm having problems or something. My internet gives me issues, and so does YouTube and everything else. So you're not crazy. There is a similarity. Okay, cool. Thank you, Karyotype. I'm just wondering if anybody else. See, I don't. What? What is this? Why does it work this way? I fucking hate this stuff. Like, my analytics say you have 6 concurrent viewers, but YouTube is telling me, oh, you have 12. So according to this, I have 12 people watching, but then the analytics say 6. What? By the way, I don't normally say this because I hate this shit, but it's important. Hit the fucking like. If you listen to my streams, hit the stupid like button. And subscribe to my stupid channel or whatever. Yes, it's similar, says BB. Okay, good. Yes, they are similar. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Alright, let's keep going. What causes these stages? So, obviously genetics, environment, brain structure, genetics. All right, let's keep going. And this talks about a diagnosis. A person exhibits at least 2 of the following symptoms for a 1-month period. All right, so see, according to the DSM-5, they consider this is of course the DSM-5. So DSM-5 no longer does the whole stage or subtype thing. So according to DSM-5, they need to see this. They need to either see delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech, disorganized or catatonic behavior, negative symptoms such as reduced emotional expression or apathy. Okay, cool. So if you're schizoid, you probably deal with this one right here. So that's one. That's one. And if you have any of these 4, then you got schizophrenia. As long as you've had it for like a 1-month period, right? I guess it's only. I guess if you've only had hallucinations for a week, but then negative symptoms for a month, that's only 1.5 points. Sorry, you're not schizophrenic. So, winner, no chicken dinner. The symptoms reduce a person's ability to function, affect their professional or academic performance, interpersonal relations, or self-care. Reduced functioning lasts for at least 6 months. During a 6-month period, a person exhibits symptoms for at least 1 month. The active phase symptoms occur independently of major depressive or manic episode. So you can't be majorly depressed or manic while you're having the hallucination, I guess? Or it doesn't count? I don't understand this shit. Symptoms did not result from another medical condition, substance abuse, or medication. Yeah, you can't be super, super high or taking some weird meds that are fucking with your brain chemistry. So, Lord Almighty. Lord Almighty. And then you got treatment, emergency, and so on and so forth. Okay. And of course, the usual ads. BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp. I went to I went to the BetterHelp website. They actually had like a section in which they were talking about schizoid. Like BetterHelp actually had like an article or like a thing on schizoid. And I just found it funny because like it had the usual shit on there, and I was like, yeah, dude, that's gonna be super useful. Just going on BetterHelp.com and paying what like 80 $90 a week so that you can talk to some guy or gal that knows about schizoid, and but yet they're not making any of these fucking connections and not having conversations about this shit, and there isn't almost any research being done. Okay, cool beans. That's fun. But hey, man, maybe they can help you with some of the negative symptoms for sure, like depression and anxiety. There's absolutely ways of dealing with some of those fucking symptoms. It doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna fucking just make you make it all good. Thanks. Will also watch anything you send him a link for because he's a slut. $4. Yes, I am a slut for $1. Okay, so now I have to watch this thing that this guy sent me. Dumb Money Media sent me $5, and I have to watch whatever it is. So give me 1 second. Oh, shit. Why is it doing it to me? I don't know. Stupid fucking thing. Hold on a second, guys. I have to watch this because someone gave me $5 to watch it, and I am a dirty, dirty whore that just wants nothing but money, money, money.
You cunning rascal, you won't get through here, die. You cunning rascal, you won't get through here, die.
I don't understand what I'm watching there, but I appreciate anything which a mad donkey and poorly said line down there is occurring. So, Lies of P voice acting almost brought a tear to my eye. Lies of P? What is this? What game is this? What's Lies of P? What game is it? Lies of P's director. What's Lies of P? Is that any game? Is that like one of those Souls like style games? Is that really? That's the actual dubbing for the game? Oh shit! Oh shit! That's the actual dubbing? I thought it was like a fucking somebody actually like playing
You
the game.
cunning rascal, you won't get through here, die.
That's the Mad Donkey? That's what he says?
You cunning rascal, you won't get through here, die.
Oh, it's amazing. Now I want to play it. I didn't know that was the actual voiceover. That's amazing. I mean, unless it's just a placeholder, but Jesus Christ, if you're gonna promote your game, don't have that in your goddamn trailer. Lord Almighty, that's pretty hilarious. All right, so thank you for the $5 there, bud. Yeah, like Souls game, but strong voice acting. There are different types of schizophrenia. Schizophrenic form is the most infrequent of those forms. The mania and depression have to be co-occurring. Okay, in real time for it to be diagnosed schizoaffective. Okay, so got it. So all that means is you're schizophrenic, but you're also manic and depressed to be schizoaffective. Got it. Okay. There, I'm stupid and you educated me. Thank you. Thank you for that, Holy Wrath. Hey man, how much longer are you going? Probably another half hour, 40 minutes. Right now I'm going to jump on Lunar Skates, by the way. I'm going to jump on the live stream. I'm going to step away for a minute, grab a drink. I'm in the... Okay, so if you ever want to talk to me about anything, including the subject or other subjects, or you can just ramble on here, I don't give a shit. You can jump on the Annex live stream portion, And so you can jump on there and you can actually talk, talk with my ass and do whatever. So yeah, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 3 minutes. Grab something and grab a drink, and hopefully somebody or someone will jump on there and talk to me about this or anything else. I don't give a shit. And if you want to talk to me, just join the Zoid Void Discord on Discord. Zoid Void, Zoid Void, Zoid Void, Zoid Void. And you can just go under non-schizoid for now if you want to really jump on here today. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be schizoid to be able to jump on my live stream. Or whatever. Okay, I'll be right back. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So who's on here with me? Does anyone join me? Got it. Thank you, Holy Rat, for the info. See, Holy Rat, you ever want to, you know, look at articles or you have stuff you want me to go through? Hit me up. Send me that DM. Any platform. Talk. Have fun. Right now, I'm eating. It's like some kind of protein snack. Habanero carne seca. It's actually really good. I like Aldi's, man. Aldi's has some cool shit, but it's like dried meat, I guess. And it has habanero, so it's pretty spicy. It doesn't have any carbs, so good shit. Mm-mm-mm. All right, just eating on stream like a fucking animal. Love it. Or it's habanero. It's actually got a kick to it. I'm Latino, so I eat a significant amount of foods that are spicy. Yeah, I eat a significant amount of foods that are like spicy and shit, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Ooh, I like it. All right, so who's on here with me? I see the usual. Oh, that's not it. That's not what I'm trying to do. trying to do that to me. There it is. No. This one. No. Come on, you piece of shit. Hold on. How come it doesn't bring up the window? Fuck, that went down the wrong goddamn pipe. There, that should bring it up so I can actually bring this up and talk to you guys more. If anybody does, in fact, jump on. There it is. Okay. If anybody wants to jump on, you can jump on, talk to me about this subject or any other subject. Sit and chat for the next half hour, whatever the fuck. Whatever the fuck you want to do. You can tell me I'm wrong or stupid or whatever. Mylate, I think that's you. If that's you, you can just text speech me and troll me if you want, or whatever you want to do, while I wait for somebody that will talk to me in some capacity. I know you just jump on because you say it sounds better, or whatever. Which is fine. For now, I will just be eating the steak. It's habanero carne seca. By the way, if anybody wants me to say sexy things in Spanish, you can pay me to do that too. Si hablo español. I'm kidding, but I'll do anything for money to, fuel this project and everything else. Minus, an OnlyFans. That'll come later. I want to get my first 10K on the channel eventually, and then maybe the OnlyFans will start then. The Schizoid OnlyFans account. Because now I want to talk about subjects, or talk about the subject I talked about, or anything. I don't really want to talk to myself. I already did that for like a little while now. Everyone leaves. Temporarily will be chewing ASMR. Should I chew closer? Should I say you have to super chat me in order to get me to stop chewing? This is some really good shit, man. It's like, kind of sick as fucking. Está bien chingón. That's another subject that can be cool sometime. I mean, a lot of these subjects would be good if I had someone like bounce ideas off of, or anybody would jump on. But like, I just thought of another interesting subject. A conversation or discussion on the topic of how culture, or the type of environment or culture that you grow up in, might affect how you deal with like masking and shit like that. Right. So like if you're Latino, or if you're like black, or if white or Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, whatever, you'll have different like cultural shifts there and expectations, and so your requirements might differ. So as far as like what you have to deal with and what is more or less difficult in your particular environment, and obviously if you're American, or if you're Russian or Polish or Chinese or Thai or whatever, right? So the culture, like your ethnic background and your culture, might have an impact on the kind of shit you have to manage as a schizoid. That's interesting. Um, Dave. So that's only if you want to get into the channels, the schizoid specific channels. You could just do non-zoid, get in, then reapply it later to get into the schizoid specific channels, just to get into the server. Because even if you come in as a schizoid and do the application process, or you just come in as a non-zoid to the other channels, this channel where I'm streaming is available. Yeah, like somebody can join as a non-zoid temporarily and then like reapply, go through the process later. If like they really want to get like say on here and talk to me or whatever, like that's an option. But yeah, to get into the rest of the more schizoid specific parts of the Discord server, yeah, you have to go through the application process. We have to like do a vetting process for that kind of stuff. Our moderators, including myself, the admin, I guess, or whatever owner, go through the applications, and we kind of decide from there what's up. Me having final say usually if there's like some discrepancy or issue, or we have people reapply if like they're not answering all the questions. Because I had people apply to the schizoid portions of the server, and like literally they'll just put like, I don't want to answer these questions, it's stupid. And instead of being like, get the fuck out, no, we'd just be like, well, can't let you in, but if you want to try again later, you're absolutely more than welcome to. Or they'll answer the questions like really short and brief, like yes, no, I don't care, I don't know. I'm just like, sorry, I have to do this vetting shit. Apologies, it's annoying. Trust me, I don't like doing shit like that either. But what the fuck else can we do to manage any of this? Right? There's only so much. Because if you just let the whole internet in, oh, you're gonna get all kinds of fucking shit. It's gonna be a goddamn mess. Are you schizoid? Like, if that's all you have, oh man, you're just gonna get a mess of shit. I think you'll start getting people that are like, I know there's not a lot of people out there like that, and I know it's probably its own disorder, but and so maybe it should have its own name. Is there a disorder like okay? Is that just like Munchausen or what is it like? Is there a name for chat? If any of you know, is there a name for people that collect disorders? Like, but like pathologically collect disorders? Is there a name for that? Like they'll see some little variation of their personality or aspects of themselves in one disorder, and then just be like, "Oh, I must have that too," and I have this, and then they'll like say they'll have like 10, like 5 to 10, 7, 8, 12 different PDs and conditions, like mental conditions that they aren't diagnosed with. They're just like they just self-diagnosed like fucking 13 different things. Like they're like, oh, I've self-diagnosed myself with like fucking 10 plus mental health issues, and then they just like announce them. No, I know, but like, okay, I get that. Like, I get there's people out there that might do it for like weird kind of online status shit. I don't know what you would call it. I get that, but if somebody's doing this, like taking time out of their day, and this is like some important part of their fucking life in which they're doing this, and they're interacting with, and they're like working it into their like social life or whatever. Like, is there a name for that as like a condition? Is there a medical term for that? Because that's obviously unhealthy, right? There's something. Is that? What is that? Because they're not collecting. It's not like. It's not like they're collecting like false status symbols, kind of like a narcissist might do, right? Like certain narcissists might say they're this and they're that, and they'll kind of stretch the truth in order to give themselves more credit for things that, that kind of shit. But but why would somebody collect mental health labels? And like what sort of pathology is that? Like what would that be called? What would that fall under? Because I've seen that kind of shit, and it's very confusing to me. I don't quite understand what that would be called. Like, say like a psychologist was approached by a new client, and that client's like, "Oh, doc, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got this, and last year I think I got this, and 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 I got that." And doc's like, "Whoa, holy shit!" And they're like really adamant, like, "I got this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and I think I have all of them." And they fucking put it on their social media. They're like fucking, when they apply for things, they'll put like fucking 10 different things. Like is there like, and none of them are diagnosed professionally by anyone. Psychosomatic. I mean, I can see that, but it's just very specific to like mental health stuff. Like, is it the same thing as people that like collect like physical ailments, but they're just collecting like mental health like issues? I wonder if those same people that are collecting like mental health labels are also collecting other types of labels. It might be. I doubt it's just for that, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, but I get it. It might be an attempt to belong, but it's like an obsessive. I don't know if there's a specific label, but there's ways that you could play into a genuine underlying PD. Yeah, I can imagine that too. Yeah, like a Munchausen type situation. But where they're not just collecting it for like cynical reasons, like they legitimately believe it. Okay, well, okay, fine. That'd be two. You're right, BB. So if somebody is legitimately believing it, that might be one issue, right? But if somebody is cynically collecting them, that'd be an entirely different problem, right? That's true. Like they're aware that they don't have those things; they're just collecting them, and then there's the people who actually believe it. Hmm. Interesting. That's fascinating to me. I wonder what that looks like. Why that happens? How it happens? I'm sure there's been plenty of psychs out there. Maybe I got to talk to Eleanor. Talk to Eleanor and Karen. I got to ask them about that. If they've had those kinds of clients, I'd be interested in knowing how that worked out. 1 second, guys. My older daughter right now, she's playing one of my favorite video games, Binding of Isaac, and she's just like sometimes likes to tell me things or like ask for tips. She's a little tween. She's my older one, and she's playing Binding, and she likes it. I love that fucking game. I'm playing it over right now on my Switch because I didn't play Repentance all the way through, so I'm playing the Repentance version, trying to 100% that fucker. I already 100%ed it Afterbirth and something else, but like I don't know, I'm a psychopath for fucking Binding of Isaac. Shit's the best. If you play the Binding of Isaac, it means you don't go to church that often, or you go to church all the time. I don't even know. Maybe. The Australian woman who did the second Mind Mastery interview recently on SCPD come into this chat, right? No. That's a. I think that's a different person, Dave. I don't think I've ever seen her in this shot. That's Destroyer. Nico? Or fuck, I'm so bad at names. But yeah, she's a schizoid artist and a musician or singer and shit. And they're awesome. Mariko, Destroyer Mariko. They're fucking cool person. But yeah. Joanna did a interview with them that's now on their channel, the Mind Mastery channel. Joanna, my partner in crime when it comes to the coaching group thing. So, but yeah, they have a great channel, Mind Mastery. and they did an interview with another YouTuber, artist, singer that's schizoid diagnosed, called Destroyer Mariko. I think Destroyer Mariko. I'm so bad. Shit like that. So whatever. And it's kind of funny. You guys want to know something funny? Like, I'm gonna tell you guys, since like nobody's hopping on to fucking talk to my ass anyway. Hilarious. Schizoid is actually looking for people to talk to, and fucking still doesn't work even on the internet. So what's interesting is I've talked to and I've met a few different diagnosed schizoids that have like YouTube channels, right? And some of them are far more high functioning than others. Some of them have certain types of issues that are far more severe than others. Some of them have other underlining issues that kind of conflict with it. All kinds of shit, right? What's really funny though is the ones that have YouTube channels. Not all of them, but some of them, like you know, Mariko and possibly in some cases Joanna, and there's also Internet Kindness, Amy, that has a YouTube channel. So we have very different personalities, obviously. But man, there's always all these fucking like armchair, like psychs on the internet, or they do the Myers, shit and other stuff where they're just like they see your shit and they're like, wait, oh, oh, you fucking don't fit in all the boxes. You do the thing, and so you're fake. You're fake. It's fake. But it's funny because like all the diagnosed schizoids that decide, oh, I'm just gonna make a YouTube channel, not necessarily about that, but they're just because they have some other passion, but they deal with the anhedonia and they deal with everything fucking else that comes with it, and they're just like, they get comments like that, like, oh, you have a YouTube channel, you must be fake. You talk on the internet. You smile sometimes. You get angry sometimes. I've seen you cry. Fake. Oh, it's so fucking rough, man. This shit's funny as hell to me. Like these proclamations of fake schizoids, as if it's like some fucking demographic that is like of great value and money making. That shit's hilarious. Like, why the fuck would anyone fake being schizoid? Like, what the fuck are you gonna get out of that? Like, for real, what the fuck are you gonna get out of that? There's nothing. Like, there's so many other issues that someone can fake that they can get probably like monetary things or other types of support or even attention if that's what they're seeking. This is like the last one you would ever want to fake. This is like the last fucking one that you would ever want to fucking fake. It's actually a good niche topic. Like, I guess if you want to like, tell everyone you have schizoid personality disorder just so you're involved in a niche topic. But there's niche topics that are like not so fucking, great. Like they're a lot better to fake. Dave Doggo says, "Yeah, I got some smart ass saying you're not schizoid. You're X Y Z I N J T M. I looked it up and described certain traits, but not total indifference with time wasting people. So basically, what you were talking about earlier, Inks, would be classified as hypochondria. Okay, so the collecting of labels is hypochondria, but the cynical collection of labels, what would that be? Like somebody's like, oh, I need to collect all these labels. Oh, it's getting me this, it's getting me that. That'd be something else, right? Other topics are harder to compete in. There's a lot of, dude. You can fake having so many fucking rare diseases a lot easier than a personality disorder on the internet that is niche and there's nothing to compete. Not something like this, especially something like this that could like, I guess if you say obviously bullshit stuff, you can get caught, or something. I don't know. It just doesn't. I just don't understand. Like, there isn't even a lot of attention on the subject. Like, why the fuck would you pick this to fake if you're gonna fake anything? Dumb. Like, if I wanted to fake something, like if I were to cynically choose, like, oh, I'm gonna choose some conditions. It's a rapidly growing niche. No, it's not, BB. BB, there's much better niche subjects, man. That don't. And if it's growing, if it's a fucking growing niche, it's because people like me and Joanna and Amy and Rico and other people that have, not even giant channels are actually talking about it and getting it to grow. Because it sure as shit ain't growing on its own. It's not some, like, there's some grassroots shit happening to make any of this grow. This is not it. I guess collecting labeled Pokemon cards, gotta catch them all. It's good for a starting point, identifying problems so that you can then maybe make an attempt. Yeah, but you wouldn't like announce the labels. You get me? There's a difference, Dave, in like studying different things to try to help yourself out and figure out what's going on, and then maybe working with somebody like some MD or some shit. But going around like announcing to the world, oh, these 10 different mental illness labels apply to me, all self-diagnosed. That's not helpful. That's not helpful to do any of that. I don't think that's helpful. If anything, it's probably making things far worse. Hypochondria or illness, anxiety disorder. It's when you're completely preoccupied and worried that you're sick. Munchausen syndrome, now known as factitious disorder, is when you always want to be sick. So maybe it's just like a Munchausen thing. Like, so it would be a Munchausen syndrome, but with like mental issues. The acquisition of labels to be worn like badges of honor isn't going to help the individual. No, yeah, for sure. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's interesting. That's really interesting. I can't imagine doing any of that shit. Like going like there's so many like, dude. Okay, here let me give you BB. A niche subject. Deal with it. Be God. Be God. You be God. Sorry, I broke your nose. I have antisocial PD. Nothing I can do about that. I didn't read that part. No. What's funny is that like if I wanted to fake something, like if I wanted to fake something that has probably more attention, it has more people or whatever, it'd probably be some kind of schizophrenia or schizotypal thing or schizoaffective or some shit like that. Like I would have been like, oh, this is the schizophrenia angst channel. Schizophrenia. I don't have positive symptoms. I don't deal with positive symptoms. I deal with severe negative symptoms on occasion and consistent negative symptoms. You don't understand how niche marketing and sales work. Yes, I fucking do, BB. There's better fucking ones, dude. There's better niche markets that aren't a personality disorder that is known among the niche people that talk about it as something that no one really gives a shit or talks about in any capacity and has very little require insane amounts of effort, which I am attempting to try to make it grow in advocacy and occurrence of subject. Like that's just BB, you're just fucking trolling me. Fuck you. I'm getting trolled. You fuck. I love it. BB is like the my channel troll, like the lovable troll, the lovable little piece of shit bee that flies around my face that I can't help but go, oh, I love this would be so great. This would be so cute. I love this little bee. But at the same time, it's like, shut the fuck up, bee. You dumb bee. Shut up. You're a troll. Nice way to cope with the fact that I'm right and you're wrong. Damn. Yeah, you might be right, BB. I should just backflip, bro. I should just backflip, bro. You were right about everything, BB. Good job. You're right about everything, BB. Let's go into another fucking depression. That'd be great. Imagine. You'd be like, yeah, points. Okay, so it doesn't look like. Let me see. Is anybody on here besides Myeloid? Myeloid. Is anybody on here? Nope. Just Myeloid chilling. I think everyone else is doing other shit probably. They have better shit to do. They have better shit to do on a Saturday. They're out partying, right? All these watchers of this niche subject are all out partying, having fun. They're all partaking in some grand orgy somewhere, having some cool orgy party somewhere that I'm not invited to. All right. So I think I'm gonna wrap this shit up. I hope you guys found the subjects interesting. I hope you found me sitting here waiting for somebody to jump on and no one jumping on funny. I hope you found the articles I read interesting. And if you like any of this shit, please support me on Patreon, Coffee, PayPal, Litecoin, Ethereum, fucking whatever. Any of the stuff in my description. And if you want something for your money, me and Joanna of Mind Mastery, the Mind Mastery channel, offer once a week Hopi and PST thing you can pay for that you can join and basically get like 3, 4, 5, 6, if we're lucky, Zoids to jump on there and we talk about the shit we go through and what we need and find some connections via those channels and then practice some sort of social communication stuff in an environment that's actually comfortable and safe and conducive to people that are dealing with this kind of shit and some of the preoccupations, worries, anxieties, and concerns regarding like obligation, expectation, social expectation, and bullshit like that that you just can't stand and don't want to deal with. A lot of that stuff is right out the fucking door when it comes to this particular group. So if you want to sign up for next Saturday's thing, please do so. It'll be up for the next few days, up until about 12 hours before, I believe, the Friday before it ends. So please sign up. If you're a patron already, please use the link, the code that's listed on there to get a discount on up to 4 sessions or whatever. All right. Oh, and by the way, any of you guys that have joined the sessions, if you could do me a favor, if I put a link in both the Discord as well as on the YouTube post, basically you could put suggestions, critiques, or a testimonial that you can agree on a little box for us to be able to use. And it could be anonymous. You can put whatever name you want. Put fucking Sausage Mahoney, I don't care, or just not put a name at all. And that way, if you click the box, we can use it to promote the group. If you just have critiques or suggestions on how to improve it, if you joined it or you're like really mad because you hated it or some shit, you can put it on there. You can do it anonymously and whatever. Okay, and we'll check them out and we'll take them into consideration and we'll figure stuff out. And appreciate any testimonials somebody might want to put on there. That way we can put it on the website. I don't know how effective something like that would be to fucking Schizoid's looking for help, but at least it'll fill up the fucking holes on the website. Like we just put like little shits on there. It looks nice. Right there. Put it in my fucking channel. Stupid quotes. Oh my god, I didn't do a backflip yesterday because of your shit. Stuff like that. I guess that works. Whatever. Those clinic schizoid ads you read the other day were shocking. Yeah, they're not great. I can troll too. I already got BB. I don't need more trolls. BB, the lovable troll bee. Okay, so all right, that's that, guys. I'm gonna play the outro and enjoy the tunes, and I am out of here. I guess. Yes.
Please remember that when you feel scared, or Frigton, never forget the times when you feel happy. When day is dark, always remember happy day.
Let's talk about BetterHelp.
If you ever feel anxious, depressed, stressed, overwhelmed,
That was not my BetterHelp ad. That was just from my thing because I stopped paying my YouTube Premium because money. But I kind of want to pay for my YouTube Premium so that this shit doesn't happen. That was horrible. I did not have a BetterHelp commercial on my channel. Okay, thank you.